Of course, the friend is saying, I'm in love with this guy and I want to date him. So Jane declined Michael's advances and said, you know what, I have a boyfriend and just go ahead with my friend. Leave me alone and go and talk to my friend. Now, Michael, on the other hand, is saying he has never asked her out. Thus, he has never asked this close friend out. And he's still on Jane's case. Now, Jane is saying she doesn't want any problems with her friend. So what should she do? The number to call to advise Jane this evening is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send your text or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Please, when you call, remember to turn the volume of your radio down so that we can avoid interference and we can actually hear you properly. So please make sure you turn the volume of your radio down. It's especially important in the course of the program. Now, if you want to join the group chat, the Adult Conversations Family group chat, you can do that by sending your name and contact number via WhatsApp. Sending your name and contact number on WhatsApp, indicating interest in joining the group, to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. That's the number to send your text and WhatsApp messages to. That's also the number to indicate interest in joining the WhatsApp group. And you'll be added on by the producer. I'll be taking quick messages off the Adult Conversations Family WhatsApp group, and then I will begin to take phone calls. This one is coming from Elijah from Surulere, who says, Jane, kindly quit, because it's confusing, so you won't get confused more for days ahead. And please don't rush yourself to anyone, and always know that you're special. That's coming from Elijah from Surulere. So what do you think is the case right now? What do you think should be the case? Let me put it that way. What do you think that Jane should do? How do you think she should handle the situation? She's obviously in the middle of who's also her roommate. Now this person likes it's a weird triangle. So the guy likes Jane, but Jane doesn't like the guy because she has a boyfriend. Now, her close friend who met the guy before Jane happens to now be the one that's interested in the guy. Now it's weird because the guy likes Jane instead. Jane has tried to put him off by telling him that she has a boyfriend, but he's not yielding. He's not yielding and he's still on her case. So she's saying, I don't want problems with my friend. This whole thing can escalate to become what I wouldn't like, and I don't know what to do. If you've ever been in a situation where you had a problem or problems with your friend, with your female friend, because of a guy, then you would perfectly understand what I'm talking about when I say that Jane is saying that she doesn't want any problems with her friend. So what should she do at this point? What should she do to make the guy understand that I'm not interested in you, it's my friend that's interested in you? So if you want to pursue anyone, pursue my friend and leave me alone. I have a boyfriend, I'm not interested. So can you just get off my back? If you want to be interested in anyone, if you want to have romantic feelings for anyone, just direct that towards my friend, because she's the one who's interested in you. So what would you say that Jane should do at the moment? What would you say she should do? How do you say she handles this? The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send your text or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. This one is coming in from Mary from Ibafo. Mary saying, I will advise Jane to stay with her boyfriend except she doesn't love him and reject the no guy bluntly. Even if you don't like your boyfriend, go for a clean game. I think what Mary is saying here is stay with your boyfriend. Even if you don't like your boyfriend, just go for somebody who your friend is not interested in, because that could cause problems between you and your girlfriend. So just, even if you don't like your boyfriend, that's the person that you're with, just go for somebody who doesn't have any problems, somebody who your friend is not interested in that could potentially cause problems for you. Hello, good evening. Hello? Okay, please go ahead and call back if you can. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. This is still Adults Conversations on your Women Radio, WFM 91.7.
Keep it loud, keep it loud. Turn your radios up. Wow. WFM 91.7. We go live.
Hey guys, it's Adedami.
My name is Jambi Hilos.
Victor Osomo. Hey, Naida Alpha. My name is Messages Mokoju. Drop the line, not right. Just dial star 109 hash.
Star 109 hash.
You need your NPN with your bill and you just convert to 20,000 naira bonus. 20,000 naira. Sounds simple. Simple.
For new and existing brand subscribers. So what are you waiting for?
It is simple to enjoy life with Glow. Blessing and blessing, everybody they wonder. Waiting because of shine. I'm sure doesn't matter. Worship or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls who know better. So you want to say we swag. Straight up quality. You know they tongue. One night shine like this. Say you want to know. If you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they trust Lush Hair Extensions. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Relink for 20! Relink for 20!
Oga, which one be this relink where you dey shout?
Madam, go relink your Airtel line with a block and get up to 20,000 naira. No be lie oh. Go any Airtel shop, go link your NIN to your phone and you go enjoy up to 20,000 naira for airtime or data on the Airtel No Vex bonus. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Political arena. The largest religious institutions in Nigeria have failed in enforcing the law in ensuring that members are safe. Over 180 million people, one country, one capital, 26 states, 469 national assembly seats, 774 local government areas. This is Nigeria. Stop doing this play game. It's not really fighting for what they're fighting up for it. It's fighting the back. All them in the fire. How well do you know the political terrain of Nigeria? Today, there's no such thing as keeping out of politics. All issues are political games, and we are the players. Political Arena. Wednesdays, 11:30 a.m. on Women Radio at WFM 91.7. Political Arena, politicking at all levels.
Good evening and welcome back to Adult Conversations on your Women Radio, WFM 91.7, Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families. Thank you very much for joining us again. And if you're just tuning in, you're welcome. Today on Adult Conversations, we're profiling Jane's story. Jane is 24 years old. She has a roommate who is also her close friend. Now, this roommate met a guy recently and became friends with him. Shortly after they both met, Jane met the guy who I've named Michael. Jane and Michael became casual friends. You know, casual friends that you just say hello to, hello, hi, those kind of friends. Shortly after, he asked her out. He asked Jane out, saying that he was in love with her. Jane told her friend about it, and then her friend confided in her, telling her that this Michael guy was also asking her out, and that she was in love with the guy, and that she actually wanted to date Michael. Jane has declined Michael's advances, and she has told him to go ahead with her friend, her roommate, her close friend. Now, he says Michael said he has never asked her out, and he's still on Jane's case. What that means is he's still actively asking her out. He's still actively asking her out. Now, she's saying, I don't want any problems with my friend, so what should I do? I don't want any problems with my friend, so what should I do? Now, in situations like this, problems can range from just random arguments to full-blown fights, and to maybe keeping grudges and start planning evil against the other person because they're jealous of your relationship with this person who's liking you over them. So it could result in a bunch of different things. And Jane is saying she doesn't want all that headache. She doesn't want all those problems. So what should she do? Call 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917 to give Jane advice today. What do you think she should do? What do you think her best course of action should be right now? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for calling. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, please, if you can, go ahead and call back. If you can, please call back. All right, so Jane is saying she doesn't want any problems with this, her friend. But at the same time, she's also telling the Michael guy that she has a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend, so she's declining his advances. So what should she do at this time to prevent any further problems, any problems at all with her friend? Hello, good evening.
Hello? Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm Kadulade from Maya.
Odulade, thank you for calling. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to advise that you stand on her feet. That no.
Hello?
That is not this at all.
Okay, you're saying that she should not date the guy at all.
Yeah. She should look for another person. We should not agree at all.
She doesn't plan to date the guy. She's in a relationship, so she doesn't plan to date the guy. But her concern right now is that her friend is in love with this guy. So because her friend now knows that the guy likes her, and she doesn't want any problems with her friend, since her friend is now the one that likes the guy. So she doesn't know what to do to prevent any future problems with her friend. That's actually the issue.
Okay, that's no problem. What it means that you should not let the guy, let her friend continue with that guy.
Okay.
Because tomorrow, he can use another thing.
All right, I hear you. Thank you very much. All right, thank you for calling. Okay, so Odulade is saying in this situation that she should not date the guy. She should not cause any issues between herself and her friend by dating the guy. Rather, she should leave the guy and just forget about him and move on, basically, move on with somebody else. Just Move on. Since she already has a boyfriend, that kind of makes the situation a lot easier. It makes the situation a lot easier. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name?
From
Your name again, please. Hello?
Hello.
What's your name and where are you calling from, please? All right, please call back if you can. Please ensure that you have good network when you call in, because it really helps the conversation and the flow of conversation in particular. It helps because we don't have to stress anything. We can actually hear you. You can actually hear us, and everything is going very smoothly. So please make sure that you have good network when you're calling. Thank you very much. The number again to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. What are your thoughts on what you think that she should do at this point? What do you think she should do? The guy likes her, or is saying that he's in love with her, but her friend is in love with the guy. Bear in mind, she lives with this friend. They are roommates. So it's concerning when the friend is saying, oh, I love the guy, but she also knows that the Michael guy now likes Jane. So, I mean, given the current situation, it might be really, really weird. I can only just imagine what Jane is feeling. You know, she might now be wondering, oh, now that my friend knows that this Michael guy likes me instead of her, and she happens to like the guy, so what am I going to do? Is she looking at me like, oh, boyfriend snatcher, that kind of thing? I'm not really sure what could be going through the mind of her friend, but she's just saying she doesn't want any problems with her friend. So she's asking, what should she do? So if you're a lady and you've ever had any problems with your girlfriend, that's another friend that's a female, over a guy, then you would absolutely understand where I'm coming from here. You would absolutely understand where I'm coming from. And this point specifically is where Jane doesn't want to find herself in. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please, I need more volume from you.
Well, my name is Gift from Ishaga.
Okay, hello, Gift. Thank you for calling.
What I have for the girl that since you have her own boyfriend that she's satisfied with, she don't look at the Michael of the guy. It's possible the Michael is a playboy. So since she has her own, she should just go on with her own, then let her friend and the Michael of the thing, they should solve their own issue. Instead of blaming the issue between she and her friend.
Okay, but how do we make the friend understand that she doesn't like Michael back?
If she has the boldness, she can call Michael and tell Michael, please, I don't like you. Please, my friend, like you, go with my friend. And she should make it open to the boy that I have mine, so that he won't start waiting for her. She should make it open to the guy so that the guy will know.
All right, thank you very much, Gift. Thank you for calling. Okay, but here's the thing though. She has actually done precisely that. According to the story, she says she has declined his advances because she has a boyfriend, and then she has told Michael to go ahead with her friend. That's her roommate now. So, but Michael is still on her case. So imagine if she's giving her friend updates and she's letting that one know that, oh, this Michael guy should leave me alone. And her friend is... Hello? Hello, are you there? Okay, please go ahead and call me back. 07000 917 917. Hello? All right. Well, it's happening. Radio WFM 91.7, and this is still Adult Conversations, where we share real life issues and discuss matters relating to the heart. I'm going to take this call and basically just recap the story. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name, please?
It's Michael from Okaro.
Hello, Michael. Thank you for calling.
I want the girl to leave the guy alone and move on with her boyfriend. That's the best option for her. I let her friend go move on with the boy.
Yes, but she's not doing anything with the guy. Now the guy they toast her. She don't tell the guy say she know they do. She don't tell her say she know they do.
That's option for her to leave the guy alone.
She know they with the guy. You the talk same person when know they involved. Make she leave the guy alone. She don't leave the guy. Now the guy no one leave him.
Yeah, she has to prove. Yeah.
Now the guy no one leave him. Now the guy is still there on top of her case. After she don't tell her say she know they do. She get boyfriend.
Let's forget about it.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. All right. So just to clarify, Jane is not interested in Michael's advances. She's not interested because she has her own boyfriend. Jane get her own boyfriend, which she don't already tell the day now, or make you follow this Jane close friend now, will be her roommate. Now she they interested in the guy, she go like date the guy. But now the guy know they look down on her face. Now only Jane case on top Jane case the guys today. So at this point, what's Jane supposed to do? Now the question becomes, what is she supposed to do, being that she don't want any problem with her friend later on in future. So what do you think she should do at this point? What is your advice to Jane? Once again, the number to call is 07000 917 917. This is still Adult Conversations on your Women Radio, WFM 91.7.
My guy, waiting the back now. Come on, she don't see the result. I know it's one thing, but trust you now. How you doing now? Fine, I be fine. Now, so small house party go dey place tomorrow. You okay? Say we respect you for here tomorrow. What time? 6 p.m. sharp. Where you dey rush up now? See, my credit go so finish. For this new economy, when your credit dey finish, I beg say another thing. Now, Gassi, don't be. Buy your SIM, and when you submit your NIN, they go first salary you of the free 20,000 naira for voice and data. And when you call even subscribe to 11 calls per second, now to the main calls for as low as 11 calls per second to all networks. It is available to new and existing subscribers. Terms and conditions they shall.
Everybody they wonder. Because of shine, I'm very sure that's a matter. For sure, I'll try to say me better. Only for girls who know better. So you want to say it's right. Straight up party. You know they tell me, this wanna say you want to know. If you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they trust Lush Hair Extensions. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Mr. Johnson, I'm here for my money. Baba landlord, I'm very sorry. My wife is very sick and I have spent all the money I have. I've been telling you to ensure the health of you and your family with a reliable HMO. Reliable HMO? Which of them can I go for? Ice Medicare HMO Limited. They are one of the accredited health maintenance organizations with thousands of quality and accredited healthcare providers nationwide on their network. They have corporate plan, retail plan, student plan, and even community-based health plan. Also, their premium is pocket friendly. Please, where are they located? Their office is located at number 2 Osho Street, Okpebi Bridge, Obi Road, Ikeja, Lagos. Their phone number is 080 355-863 or 080-3263-9058. Their website is www.ivesmedicare.com. Ives Medicare, health protection in your honors.
Bọ̀sùn, ṣé o tún dé bóòtù náà tún dé dáadáa ni? Ó rò mọ̀lá ó tún ní kókó. Ó fẹ́ má sí ọjọ́ kan tí ènìyàn ní gbọ́ ìròyìn nípa lílu obìnrin ní ìgbòkúgbò tàbí kíkojú ìfipábánilòpọ̀ ní àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́, ẹnu iṣẹ́ tàbí ilé tí wọ́n ń gbé.
Lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà, àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń hu ìwà bàjẹ́ yìí máa ń jẹ́ àwọn tó súnmọ́ ní pẹ́kípẹ́kí bí ọ̀rẹ́, alábàátàn ẹjọ́ wá láti ilé kan náà.
ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ olójoojúmọ́ yìí wá ń kọni lóminú jọjọ. ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n ń là kọjá máa ń jẹyọ nínú ìṣesí àti ìwé.
àkókò àti ìgbé ìgbésẹ̀ jẹ́ ìsinsìnyí.
má kúni o ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún àwọn tí wọ́n la ìfipábánilòpọ̀ ìfìyàjẹni lọ́nà ìtọ́kọjá wá sí psychosocial first aider PFA tó bá súnmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìgbésẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ láti kó wọn yọ lọ́wọ́ ìpòrúurú ọkàn tàbí kó o pe 0913-6000-347 àti 0913-6000-349. iṣẹ́ ìwálàtọ̀wọ̀ àjọ Center for Women's Health and Information sẹ́wìn pẹ̀lú ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ Ford Foundation.
The big question.
Corruption is, in fact, is increasing more. We never had a snake and whether Saturn and swallowing money.
Why?
Everything has increased.
Conversation controversial and borderline disruptive. The big question.
Mondays to Fridays, 12:05 p.m.
On your women radio, WFM 91.7.
Radio Doctor on WFM 91.7 every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. brings you medical experts specialized in women's health.
It's like 28 days cycle. On your day 14, you want to ovulate.
Call in to get free women's health on 07000-917-917 and 090-256-25455. You can send in questions, cases, and related contributions on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM917. Text and WhatsApp to 070-317-56537. You can listen live online on www.wfm917.com. Radio Doctor, Nigeria's first free consultation radio health program on WFM 91.7.
Good evening and welcome to Adult Conversations. If you're just tuning in, you're welcome to Women Radio 91.7, Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families. Once again, you're welcome. Adult Conversations is where we share real life issues and we discuss matters relating to the heart. Today on Adult Conversations, we're discussing Jane's story. Jane's story is the story being profiled tonight, and she goes and says, "My name is Jane. I'm 24, and my roommate, I live with my roommate. My roommate is also my close friend. She met a guy and became friends with him. Shortly after we met," that's Jane and the guy now, "we met and became casual friends, and soon he started to ask me out, saying that he was in love with me. I told my friend about it, and then she told me that the guy, I've named the guy Michael for the sake of conversation today. I've named the guy Michael, and Jane is saying that she told her close friend, that's a roommate, about it, and her roommate confided in her, telling her that she was actually in love with Michael and wanted to date him. Jane has declined Michael's advances because she has a boyfriend, and she has told him to go ahead with her roommate. She has told him to just leave her alone and go ahead with her roommate. But Michael is saying that he never asked her roommate out, and he's still on Jane's case. He's still toasting Jane, he's still asking her out, and he's still saying that he's in love with her. Jane is saying, "I don't want any problems with my friend. So what should I do? I don't want any problems with my friend. So what should I do? 07000 917 917. That's the number to call. 07000 917 917. You can also send your text and WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. What do you think that Jane should do? We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Our handle is the same across all platforms at WFM 917. At WFM 917. So you can go ahead and view the program on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at WFM 917. That's our handle. All right. What do you think that Jane should do? So if you're watching on any of the lives, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you can leave your comment there. You can just comment below and leave your comment. I'll definitely read it without a doubt. What is your advice to Jane? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you very much for calling. What's your name, please, and where are you calling?
This is Mr. Hussein calling from Akute.
Mr. Hussein from Akute, thank you for calling. Hope you had a good day.
Yeah, I have a very good day. Thank you so much. I want you to let us put it this way.
Okay.
Now, Jane has a boyfriend that is dating. Now, Michael is coming in, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Then I want to ask a question here is, are we sure that the boyfriend that is dating is the right person? That's number one. Now, Michael, you don't shut door. I always advise young ladies. When you are dating, you don't shut door because you are not sure of the person you are dating, if it is serious or not. But when you shut door, the right person will not come. You understand?
Yes.
You will keep on wasting your time. So the question is, then, are you sure of this person you are dating? For how long have you been dating the person? What is the footstep of this relationship? Because the relationship that the step is not moving, you know that does not lead to anywhere. You understand? So these are the things they need to look at. You don't just shut door because you don't know that if Michael is the right person, you end up shutting him out. You understand? So at the end of the day, you don't go left, you don't go right. You lose at the end of the day. So you now need to study to know. You understand? That is number one. Then if you now study these things and you now discover that the person you are dating is the right person, what you need to do is you don't shut Michael out also. You understand? You need to call your friend, you call Michael and sit them down. Right? When you are sure that the person you are dating is the right person, you understand? Then you are also sure that Michael is also a nice guy. You understand? He's not a creator making your friend to blame you. You understand? When you now study these things and you see that it's positive, okay? Two of them together, you bless them and yes, based on this reason. You understand? That's why I have so much for having me.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hussein from Akute. Thank you very much for calling. All right, Mr. Hussein is the first person with a different point of view today. And he's saying that in this case, which he always tells single ladies, don't shut anybody out. As long as you're not married yet, don't shut people out. Now, according to him, he's saying this because in this case, how is she sure? How is Jane sure that the boyfriend that she has is the right person for her? How is she sure that that's the right person for her? So he's saying, you need to find out if he's the right person for you. You need to have conversations. You need to be sure that this person is the right person for you. Now, as soon as you found that out and you're sure, then you call the Michael guy and your close friend. Sit them both down and then inform them that you bless their relationship. Let him know that you're unavailable, but you have somebody who is equally good and somebody who is deserving of love, and let Michael know that he's good to go with your friend. So I believe what Mr. Hussein is saying, that when you bless that relationship and then Michael can actually see that your friend is actually really interested in him, and if he's truly not a playboy, he will take her seriously as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for contributing. What are your thoughts about this? So are you saying that Jane should not shut Michael out because maybe she's not sure of the person that she's dating? That's her boyfriend now. She's not 100% sure that he's the right person. So Jane, if you're listening, please let us know how long you've been dating your boyfriend for, and if you think that your boyfriend is the person that you're going to settle down with at the end of the day. Are you guys already talking about marriage? Are you in a really, really serious relationship? So let's just give us a sketch of how serious your relationship is, because that is the basis for which Mr. Hussein has said everything he said so far. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. You can also send your text or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. What do you think that Jane should do? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is Blessing calling from Ibafo.
Hello, Blessing. Thank you very much for calling. How was your day today?
That's fine. Yes?
My day was good. Thank you so much. Please go ahead.
My advice to the girl is this boyfriend that she's talking about, is she sure that the guy is the right person? Because one, someone that you're dating, you're calling your boyfriend, well, you people are not married, so well, he may be your boyfriend and not your boyfriend either. Because sometimes we call someone our boyfriend, meanwhile this person is not taking us as your girlfriend. So it's like I've been in I've made some mistakes like this, and I heard that this person is just using me as an option. I'm taking him as my own priority. So it's really serious. She maybe ask the guy that she wants to know and all that. If the guy is really serious, and she tries to confirm God and know if this guy is her husband, so that she won't use her husband as a boyfriend and use the boyfriend as a husband. So
that's really good advice. Thank you very much, Blessing. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, Blessing, you can call back if you needed to say something else. But I did get the meat of what you're saying, which is basically the last line where you said she shouldn't use her boyfriend she shouldn't use her boyfriend as a husband, and she also shouldn't use her husband as a boyfriend. Now, the reason for which you're saying this is because you're also in line with Mr. Hussein, who's saying, how sure are you, Jane, that this boyfriend is really the boyfriend you're with now is really the right person for you? Is that the person you're going to settle down with? Blessing is also saying this by virtue of her own experience, which is she actually was in a relationship for 4 years with a guy who she actually thought that this person was the right person for her. Now, eventually the relationship ended when she realized that she was an option for the guy and she was taking him as a priority. So she's saying, just make sure. And another way to do that would be to tell the guy that you want to meet his family. That you want your families to meet, basically. You want to meet his family and he needs to meet yours, just to indicate seriousness. So Blessing is saying you need to make sure because you never really know what is at the end of the day. So what do you think about it? Do you think Jane should sow this line, or do you think she should just really keep the guy at arm's length? Do you think she should keep pushing him away, letting him understand that there are boundaries, dude? There are boundaries because I have a boyfriend. And since I have a boyfriend and my friend is interested in you, how about you go out with my friend instead of me? So what do you think should happen? Jane is concerned mostly about the fact that she doesn't want any problems with her friend. Remember that this friend is not just a friend, it's a close friend, and they're roommates, meaning they sleep in the same room. They occupy the same space, basically. So she's saying she doesn't want any sort of problems with this person. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you've ever been if you've ever had problems with your friend who's a fellow female over a guy, then you would understand that these kinds of problems, they're better done without. They are much, much better done without. You don't want to be in a situation where you're exchanging words with your fellow girl, somebody who is your friend, and all you're talking about is revealing each other's secrets, just insulting each other, and washing each other dirty linen in public, just because of this guy. I mean, honestly speaking, it's a mess. It's a mess. If you've lived in hostels before or dormitories where you were in an all-girls space, you would know that this is something you don't want. This is definitely something that you don't want. So, what do you think about this? What do you think she should do? How do you think she should handle this situation? Do you think she should not make it a big deal? She should just go on with life? Or do you think she should just take it seriously and try to insist on a relationship between Michael and her close friend? If you're just tuning in, this is Women Radio 91.7 and you're welcome to Adult Conversations. My name is Somto Titilayo Achama, and today we're profiling Jane's story. Jane's story goes thus. You know what? I'm just going to paraphrase the story. Jane is 24 and she lives with her roommate. Roommate is in love with a guy that she met at a certain time. She's in love with the guy. I've named the guy Michael for the sake of conversation today. I've named him Michael. Roommate is in love with Michael and wants to be in a relationship with Michael. Remember, she met him first. Shortly after she met him, Jane met Michael, and now Michael is asking Jane out. He's asking her out. He's telling her they are from the same state and that they're good for each other, and that he is in love with her. Jane, on the other hand, is telling Michael that she's not interested because she has a boyfriend and that he should stop making advances towards her. He is still on Jane's matter. He's still actively asking her out. He's still actively toasting Jane, basically. And Jane is saying, look, I don't want any problems with my girlfriend that I stay with in the same house. She's my roommate. We're close friends. We talk to each other about stuff. I don't want any problems with this person. But when she's telling me that she's in love with Michael, and now Michael is saying that he is in love with me, and Jane has told her friend that Michael is asking her out. So imagine how Jane's friend is going to feel knowing that Michael likes her friend. It's a very terrible triangle to be in. It's a very terrible triangle to be in. And this is something that Jane should basically want to prevent. This is something that basically Jane wants to prevent. So what do you suggest that she does? 07000 917 917 is the number to call. You can also send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Now remember that the 2023 elections are coming soon, and like it or not, it might not have any influence on adult conversations. I mean, stories that are sent in, but it will have an influence in your life. It will definitely play a role to basically how your everyday life goes. Remember the adage that says, when two elephants are fighting, it's the grass that feels it the most. That's exactly what's going to play out if you don't get your PVC and you don't vote for your right candidate. I understand that, people are basically jaded or biased towards the system, but that really doesn't matter. Get your PVC and vote for your right candidate. Also, the Women Radio app is live, so you can well go on there, download the app. It's live on Google Play Store, so go there and download the app, and you can basically listen at any given point in time. You can listen to the radio, listen to all our programs at any point in time. Yes, still Women Radio 91.7, still adult conversations where we share real life issues and we discuss matters relating to the heart. This story is the story of Jane, and Jane is telling us today that she is in in a triangle that she doesn't quite appreciate. And I say that because nobody really wants to be in this spot. Imagine a guy likes you and your friend likes the guy. And you are close friends with the guy. I mean, you're close friends with your friend, obviously. It's a really, really weird place to be in. And Jane does not like it. She's specifically saying, I don't want any problems with my girlfriend. I don't want any problems with my friend. So what should I do? What should I do? What would you suggest that Jane? It's a tricky situation, and she just doesn't like this middle that she's in, because like it or not, she's in the middle. Her close friend likes the guy likes her. So she is in the middle. And remember that her close friend is aware that the Michael guy is on her case. So just imagine if one day they have a really, really big fight or a small fight over something very petty and something very basic. And then it escalates into this whole big conversation and big fight as a result. And then if you've ever seen ladies fight, trust me, you do not want to be caught up in that mess. You do not want to be caught up in that mess. So Jane is trying to prevent any future problem. Told Michael that she has a boyfriend. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is Gloria.
Hello, Gloria. Thank you for calling. Where are you calling from?
Okay, Odo.
Hey, Gloria. I know you.
How was your day?
My day was good. How has your day been?
I'm okay. Thank God for everything.
Yes, we do. So what is your contribution? What do you have?
It all boils down to my story. It all boils down to how both girls understand each other. I had a similar case like this when I was in university. A guy asking my friend out. He actually saved my life because I was very good. So it was saw us, myself and my friend, struggling to get to the hospital. So he saw both of us and he took me to the hospital. Then he was not asking my friend out because at first he said he was in love with my friend. He was not asking my room, and at the same time the girl was my roommate. We were very close friends. So I asked the girl out. Then after a while, the guy turned around and started asking me out. I was like, you don't really know what you wanted. You understand? So at the end of the day, my friend was not angry because the guy now invited me out, which I followed him. My roommate was not angry because I went out with him. But I later had to sit my roommate down and make her understand why I went out with him. That I didn't go out with him because I wanted to date him or something. Okay. I went out with him because I actually wanted to just take a kind of appreciation for him saving my life.
Yes, taking him to the hospital.
I have to sit my roommate down and talk to her. So we both understood. She was angry that why would I even go out? No, but yes, he's asking both of us out. Both of us don't know what we wanted. You are in love with him. I am not. And besides, I have my own boyfriend. So I made her understand that this is not running over this issue doesn't work it. And I have to work with the guy because one, I made the guy understand that look, you were asking my roommate out. And this is somebody that is so close to me that I don't really want any problems with. And I'm not the kind of lady that's up with it. So I put the guy in his place, make him understand, out of anything that has to do with me, and then talk to my roommate.
Hello? All right, Gloria, please, if you can, call us back. I don't know what's happening. I really can't hear you anymore. This is still Adult Conversations on your Women Radio, WFM 91.7.
Good evening, mommies and daddies. Don't forget to buy your kids' favorite toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, because Colgate locks calcium in.
You're listening to the voice of women. It's not just talk, but it will take.
Still Adult Conversations on your Women Radio WFM 91.7. And today we're profiling Jane's story. Jane's story is one of a very weird love triangle that she's involved in, and of course doesn't want to be in this position, but unfortunately she is in this position right now. I'm going to read this story so that if you're just tuning in, you can connect to the story and let us know what you think. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send your text messages or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Now, here's the story for the benefit of those who haven't listened to it just yet. My name is Jane. I'm 24 years old and I live with my roommate, who's also my close friend. Now, this roommate met a guy and became friends with him. Shortly after, this friend or this guy that she met, his name is Michael, met me. And Michael and I became casual friends, and then he started to ask me out, saying that he was in love with me. That's Jane. Now, Jane said she told her friend about it, and her friend told her that was also toasting her. Michael was also asking her out, and that she is actually in love with Michael, and she wants to be in a relationship with him. Now, based on that, and of course, Jane also has a boyfriend, so she declined Michael's advances. She has told him times without number that she's not interested in going out with him, but he is not listening. She has also told him that he can go ahead and date her friend, but he's saying that he has never even asked her friend out. He has never toasted her friend, he has not asked her out, and he's still actively asking Jane out, knowing that she has a boyfriend and she's not interested, but he's still asking her out. Now, Jane is saying, I don't want any problems with my friend who I live with. We live under the same roof. I don't want any problems with this person. So what should I do? That is business today. What do you think that Jane should do? Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. What's your name, please? For calling.
First time caller.
Yay, that sounds good. That sounds good. My sugar is fine. Okay, you know what? Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate you. Where is your head at?
I want to advise her to keep Michael away because she has a boyfriend already.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she continue with Michael, this will be a very big problem to the both of them, both her and her friend.
Okay, so she should just
keep Michael away because it's a very big problem to her and her girlfriend. She should stay away from Michael.
But you see the thing, she's telling Michael that she's not interested. She has told him several times. But Michael, na him the year old. Michael can get coconut head. Michael still the toaster. So what is she supposed to do now?
She should avoid him.
Okay, she should avoid him.
She should avoid it. Because maybe she don't get a young boyfriend. If you say it will continue between her and her girlfriend, it will be a very big problem.
Okay.
Even the answer they scatter, they will scatter.
Okay. I hear you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to read this quick message from Anne from Moe. And Anne is saying, I would advise Jane to leave the room where she's staying with her friend, to stay somewhere far away in order to stay away from further problems. This is because her friend will start to see her as a rival. This is because her friend will start to see her as a rival. Now, this is basically, thank you very much, Anne. This is basically what I meant when I said that if you've ever been in a position where you were able to see two ladies fight because of a guy, two ladies fight, and the guy was the reason for their fight, you would understand that this is not a position where anybody wants to be in. Believe me, this is not a position where anybody wants to be in. It's always a dirty fight. It's messy and it's just wrong. So, what do you think that she should do? All right, call back if you can. Call back if you can. What do you think that Jane should do? How do you think she should weigh the situation? And what do you think she should do that will serve her own interests best? Hello, good evening.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you better now. This is Gloria, right?
Yes, it's Gloria calling back.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
like I said, to cut a long story short, if the friend just has to talk to her roommate, she just need to talk to her, handle it with maturity, then try and stay away from that guy. The guy is becoming persistent. You should just put him in his place. That's all I would say.
Thank you very much, Gloria. Thank you for
You're
calling.
welcome. Yes.
Okay, so Gloria is saying that she's actually been in sort of the same situation before. And this guy was interested in her, also interested in a close friend of hers. And the guy helped her in a very difficult situation and took her to the hospital, basically saved her life. And invited her on a date. She went for the date with her, upset to say the least. Like, she was super upset, and Jane had to explain to her that she went on the date in appreciation for the guy basically taking her to the hospital and saving her life, and then she had to sit her friend down and really make her understand that she's not interested in the guy. So she's advising Jane to do the same, to sit her friend down and make her understand that she's actually not interested in the guy. She don't even like the guy. They give the guy a face. Make the friend understand, say she not dey interested, most especially because say she get boyfriend, and because she not just dey interested. Some life dey happen. Person go like you with person like, go dey look the person like, nah, I'm not, I don't wanna, I'm not interested, basically. So she should make her friend understand that, and that if Michael is still being persistent, she should put Michael in his place. And when ladies say put a guy in his place, if you have a friend that has sharp mouth as a lady, or you yourself, when you want to be blunt with someone, then that's kind of what Gloria is saying. Put him in his place. Let him understand. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be rude. But you need to make him understand that when you're not interested, you're not interested. Let him focus his attention on the person who is interested, rather than continue disturbing you, who has said that you know they do. So the number to call is 917-917 or 7,917-917. What is your thoughts? What do you think about it? What do you think that Jane should do? All right, so this is a message coming in from Tatan from Bagada, who says, the matter is not clear. You can't be asking two friends out at the same time, being in love with both of them. Now he's denying never to ask the other lady out to this lady. I smell something fishy. Go ahead and date him if she has checked well that the Tatan from Bagada, thank you. But they come out with your comment now is that the guy is not interested in her friend out. So to be honest, it will be hard to tell. Jane is hearing from her friend that this guy has asked her out as well, but the Michael guy is telling. So who are we to believe and right now?
You know that the guy may like to tell this friend that maybe she likes her.
I have to understand you properly. Okay, Olamide, if you can go back, I believe you were trying to make a very interesting point. Please try to call back so that we can actually accommodate you and hear what you have to say. See, situation might seem so easy. Like, just tell the guy that you're not interested. Tell him it seems so easy. Like, just tell the guy that you're not interested. Tell him you're not doing that. He should toast your girlfriend instead. But the guy is still on your case. And since we're talking about Jane, the guy is still actively toasting Jane, and Jane has said, "I'm not interested because I have a bad." The guy. But her friend is saying that the guy has actually asked her out. And she actually now is in love with the guy. That's actually the weird situation. Her friend, she actually now is in love with the guy. That's actually the weird situation. Her friend and roommate is actually in love with this guy who's still in Jane's case. What do you think that Jane should do? She's saying she doesn't want any problems. What do you think that she should do? How do you...
I said, be giving us some. So it's quite possible that it's not that there's a little bit of Jamie and Michael is going to try and call, go to Michael.